Hey guys! So I just wanted to record a quick video going over our next assignment for English 101 and some takeaways from the first essay that you can kind of use to help you go. Some ideas from essay 1, our concept definition, I want you to keep in mind is the importance of having a thesis and that kind of overall main point throughout your writing. You want, just like essay 1 and essay 2, 3, 4, every piece you write in college or outside of it needs to have a very clear purpose and a very clear point. And if that point is not clear, you're not using your rhetoric effectively. The other thing I want you to keep in mind is that reading and thinking critically about you and your place in the world and what's happening around you is not just a writing skill, it's not just a college skill, it's a life skill. So these are the two things I want you to keep in mind as we work on essay 2. So essay 2 is going to be a blog post. So keep in mind that you've got this second essay, but also reading quiz every week, and then a discussion board due this weekend as well. So some of you may be wondering, why blogs? I really like this assignment and the opportunity for you guys to create something that is already public, because just simply by posting a blog, you are publicizing yourself and your writing. So they are inherently persuasive. You have to think about who you're writing to and why. You need an audience and a purpose. And these blogs can be as personal or as impersonal as you want. You're going to use the list linked on your assignment sheet for New York Times 401 argumentative writing prompts. If you have a different idea that's not part of this list, something you've always wanted to write about, and this is like your opportunity, I want you to be as creative as you want. So if you have an idea and you're like, man, this would be a perfect time I've always wanted to write a blog about this, just shoot me your idea and I'm sure it'll be great. So as you're working on this essay, I want you to think about specifically how you're using your examples and what kind of examples you are using. It's not enough to have a thesis if you don't support it. So when I ask my students what they find to be the most persuasive examples, they often say, well, facts, statistics, numbers. And although those, I think, are culturally what we emphasize, especially if you think about, what gets shared on Facebook or gets sort of highlighted in the news, but I want you to not discount the quality of the observations, the personal experience, the common knowledge that you have, and how that can be persuasive to your audience in combination with facts. So remember that, persuasion is all about the words you use and how you choose to use them, and this includes the examples. So let's look at an example. So I live in Tower Grove in St. Louis, and say I am arguing that we should ban single-use plastic bags in my neighborhood. So the thesis I've come up with is that for the sake of my shared community, I think that single-use plastic should be banned in Tower Grove. So let's talk about the examples. For me, a good example is the observations that I have. So I've seen plastic bags discarded around my neighborhood everywhere. I see them every day when I walk my dog. They're in the yard in front of my apartment building. I spend a lot of my time actually picking them up because they annoy me. And I think that my community would just look nicer if we banned them. My second example is an anecdote, a story from when I lived in Texas and in a community where they already banned plastic bags, and it was not a big deal at all. It was a really simple, easy way for the city to cut down on its waste, but also to make sure that they were serving their community and really our planet. And then my last example, I would maybe talk about how we should advocate for this change because single-use plastics create a stress on us on an individual level. Because I think we're all becoming more conscious about how we can care for our planet, how we can cut down on waste, and single-use plastic bags are a very easy, simple way to do this. So the other part of your blog, after you've decided your thesis, you've come up with your examples, you've posted your blog, what we're going to do is comment on 3 blogs of other people. So what I want you to keep in mind is that you're going to give feedback on ideas and sentence level stuff. I want you to be critical but kind. I want you to look at 3 different blogs and then maybe choose one that doesn't have comments yet when you get started. So your draft of the blog is due this week. We'll be doing the comments next week, but this is an integral part of the grade. So when I'm grading the blogs, I'm going to be focusing on formatting. Think about how you want your blog to look, your thesis, your examples, how it's organized, and then finally that feedback to classmates. I think that we need to always be conscious about how our class, our lives are full of shared communities, and this is one of them. So not only is your own writing important, but how you help others to improve theirs and to gain an understanding of yours and how it can change, that's also important. Final note, due dates. I know that you guys are still, getting into the rhythm of having a late start class, and that sometimes it can be really difficult, especially right now, to balance the expectations that you have. So just some words to the wise. Start early. There's a lot due each week. I know sometimes it can seem overwhelming, but if you start early, do a little bit every day, you'll give yourself a lot less stress at the end of the week. There are no late penalties for late essays, but you can't revise something that you've turned in late. So, just start early, turn in what you can, and be on time. And I also don't accept reading quizzes or discussion boards more than 1 week late. So I don't really want us to be in week 7 with you doing things from week 3. This is just, part of the schedule, part of being a student, and part of being successful. So I will talk to you all soon. It was great to meet many of you via Teams last week, and I look forward to seeing what you come up with for these blogs.